And thank you for joining us. Our top story tonight, all eyes on Capitol Hill at the start of what is an unprecedented confirmation hearing process for Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett. The Senate Judiciary Committee set a vote on Judge Barrett's confirmation for Thursday. Members of the panel made opening statements today, a little more than 2 weeks after President Trump announced Barrett as his nominee.
The hearing looked much different than most due to COVID-19 protocols. Many lawmakers, as well as Barrett herself, wore masks. Hand sanitizer and disinfectant wipes were on hand. Attendance was limited. Some senators participated even from home, citing safety concerns after 2 Senate Judiciary members tested positive for the virus late last month. Senate Republicans praised Barrett's experience as they pushed for her nomination and confirmation before Election Day. Senate Democrats say she is a threat, though, to Obamacare coverage as well as abortion rights. News Nation correspondent Joe Khalil live for us in D.C. tonight with the details. Joe.
Yeah, and Rob, a quick note on the new schedule, because Thursday was supposed to be another hearing day. Now it is going to be the day that the committee has a vote. Democrats did not like that. In fact, we already have the highest ranking Democrat on the committee, Dianne Feinstein, coming out and complaining, saying this is another example of Republicans rushing this through. But guys, as the week moves forward, certainly Democrats are going to be grilling Judge Barrett on her judicial record. Today, though, was an opportunity for the judge to really introduce herself to the public. She focused a lot on her own family, her personal story, things that she overcame as a woman. Republicans certainly like that, but Democrats today, they also came in with a very calculated, very coordinated strategy.
The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett laid out her judicial philosophy in the first Senate hearing of her confirmation process.
I believe Americans of all backgrounds deserve an independent Supreme Court that interprets our Constitution and laws as they are written.
Judge Barrett describes herself as a textualist who strictly interprets the Constitution as written by the founders. Much of her opening statement was personal, focused on her husband and 7 children.
I ask myself how I would view the decision if one of my children was the party that I was ruling against. That is the standard that I set for myself.
Senate Democrats brought a clear strategy to the hearings. Focus on the Affordable Care Act.
Senate Republicans are rushing to put a nominee onto the Supreme Court to be the deciding vote to take health care away.
Now Donald Trump has said explicitly he's going to do it through the courts by making the nomination we see here today.
Every Democrat on the committee highlighted at least one story of a person from their state who relies on the ACA.
People like Merritt and Michelle know what a future without the ACA looks like.
Democrat Cory Booker also argued because the presidential election is underway, the process to nominate and confirm Barrett undermines the will of the voters.
People are voting right now. The American people should decide. The American people should decide. The American people should decide.
To every Democrat who's spoken, we've heard virtually not a single word about Judge Barrett.
Republican Ted Cruz countered that Democrats focused on the ACA because they can't criticize Barrett's judicial resume.
On any measure, Judge Barrett's credentials are impeccable.
You could see for yourself this is a high-quality person.
Senator Lindsey Graham agreed. He told us he felt Democrats focused more on criticizing President Trump than on Judge Barrett's qualifications.
What you saw today was basically Donald Trump was the nominee, not Amy Barrett.
And we want to be very clear, the vote that's going to happen on Thursday is just a vote to approve Judge Barrett out of the committee. That is not the vote that puts her on the Supreme Court. That would come later. Senator Mitch McConnell would have to organize that, and we do expect that to happen at some point before Election Day. Reporting live at the Capitol tonight, Joe Khalil, News Nation.
Thank you, Joe. The confirmation hearings expected to last 3 days. Tomorrow and Wednesday, senators will question Barrett, and then on Thursday, the Judiciary Committee is set to vote on her nomination. A vote before the full Senate could come before the end of the month. If confirmed, Barrett would be the 5th woman ever to sit on the Supreme Court and the 3rd justice President Trump has appointed during his term in office. You can watch the hearings live each day on NewsNationNow.com.